Hey everyone, in this video, we'll uncover the most valuable Abraham Lincoln wheat penny you should be on the lookout for. We'll break down what makes these Lincoln wheat penny so special. First up, the 1939 Lincoln wheat penny with a D Mint mark is a fascinating piece of American coinage. Struck at the Denver Mint during a period when the country was emerging from the Great Depression and on the brink of World War II. Even in damaged condition with scratches, this coin remains of interest to collectors because of its historical significance, its mint mark, and its role in the long-running Lincoln wheat penny series, while heavily circulated and damaged examples have modest monetary value. They provide insight into the life of coins in circulation and are useful for educational purposes in understanding coin grading and condition. The Denver Mint produced over 55 million Lincoln cents in 1939, a lower figure compared to the Philadelphia output, making deminted coins slightly more collectible. The D-Mint mark is located beneath the date on the obverse, distinguishing it from Philadelphia minted coins that lack a mint mark. Even in damaged condition, this mint mark remains identifiable, which is crucial for collectors attempting to complete a date-hand mint series. The coins, scratches, dents, and surface imperfections tell the story of decades of handling and circulation, giving it historical character despite its flaws. On the obverse, Abraham Lincoln's portrait can still be discerned, though damage and scratches may obscure finer details. Lincoln's cheek, jawline, and coat folds are partially worn or compromised, yet the overall shape of his profile remains visible. The inscriptions "In God We Trust" across the top and "Liberty" on the left are usually still legible, and the date 1939 along with the D Mint mark can still be identified even if partially worn or scratched. These features allow collectors to classify the coin accurately and to recognize its historical and numismatic context, even if the coin is far from pristine. The reverse features the traditional wheat ears design, with two stalks framing the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America, and E pluribus unum along the top rim. On a damaged coin, the wheat stalks may be flattened, partially obscured, or marked with scratches, but the general layout and central inscriptions are typically still recognizable. While the damage reduces eye appeal and market value, it does not erase the coin's historical importance or its role in teaching collectors about circulated coins, grading, and the effects of wear and mishandling over decades. In today's market, a 1939D Lincoln wheat penny in damaged condition with scratches is generally valued between $10,000. Depending on the severity of the damage and whether the date and mint mark remain clearly visible. Coins with more severe damage, heavy corrosion, or deep scratches will trend toward the lower end of this range, while slightly damaged examples may sell for slightly more. Although the financial value is modest, damaged coins like this one still hold collectible significance for beginners, educational collections, or those filling out a Denver Minted Lincoln series without requiring high-grade specimens. It is important not to attempt cleaning or polishing a damaged coin, even if the scratches or dirt are unsightly. Cleaning can worsen the condition, creating new scratches or removing remaining patina, which may further reduce the coin's value. Collectors generally prefer original surfaces, even if the coin is heavily damaged, because the marks and wear tell part of the coin's life story. The scratches, dents, and other surface imperfections on a 1939 penny are evidence of decades of circulation, giving the coin authenticity and historical character that cannot be replicated through artificial cleaning or alteration. The historical context of the 1939D Lincoln penny adds to its appeal. This coin circulated during a period when the United States was still recovering from the economic challenges of the Great Depression, and daily life involved careful handling of money for groceries, transportation, and other small expenses. The coin may have passed through countless hands, each contributing to the scratches and damage seen today. Holding or studying such a coin allows collectors to connect tangibly with mid-20th century American life and to appreciate the real world. Usage of currency beyond the pristine examples found in albums or museums. Collectors often value damaged coins for educational purposes. A 1939D penny in damaged condition with scratches can illustrate how wear, handling, and environmental factors impact coin surfaces over time. It helps beginners understand grading standards, how condition affects value, and the importance of mint marks in identifying origin. While not a high-value coin, it remains a useful example for studying the circulation history of Lincoln wheat pennies and for completing a Denver minted set in a more affordable manner. Next up, the 1911 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny is a coin that represents an important early period in American coinage. Being part of the wheat penny series, it carries Lincoln's portrait on the front and the classic two wheat ears on the reverse, a design that has become iconic over more than a century. The 1911 penny without a mint mark means it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which was responsible for most of the circulation coins at that time. While not extremely rare, a 1911 penny is still valued by collectors because it is over 100 years old and represents the early era of the Lincoln cent. Coins from this period are always interesting to examine, even when they are in dirty condition with scratches, because they carry both historical significance and collectible potential. A coin in dirty condition with scratches has clearly seen decades of use. Dirt, discoloration, and surface marks are common for coins from the early 20th century, and these factors affect the overall market value. Scratches can come from handling, being stored loosely with other coins, or even from attempts at cleaning. While the scratches reduce the visual appeal, the coin still retains historical importance, and collectors often consider it a starting piece for a date collection or as a teaching tool for learning about grading and coin history. The wear and dirt on a 1911 penny are expected given its age, and even with some surface damage, it still represents a tangible connection to everyday life in early 20th century America. The value of a 1911 Lincoln wheat penny depends primarily on its condition. Coins in fine or higher grades can fetch significant sums, but those in dirty or heavily scratched condition sell for much less. Because the Philadelphia Mint produced millions of pennies in 1911, the coin is relatively common in circulated condition. Most of the surviving examples from this year have wear and marks, so collectors often price them modestly unless they are in very fine or better condition. For coins like yours with dirt and scratches, the value is mostly determined by what a collector is willing to pay for a century-old example in lower grade. In today's market, a 1911 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark, found in dirty condition with scratches, typically sells for around $500 to $700, depending on the severity of the wear and scratches, and whether the date and design details are still visible. Coins with heavier damage or obscure details may only be worth a few cents, while examples with more preserved surfaces could reach the upper end of that range. Rarely, if a 1911 penny is in unusually good condition for its age, its value can rise, but this is uncommon for coins that show noticeable dirt and scratches, even at lower value. The coin is still desirable to collectors who aim to complete a full set of Lincoln wheat pennies. Collectors evaluating a 1911 penny look closely at Lincoln's facial features, the clarity of the hair and beard, the lettering around the coin, and the details of the wheat ears. Scratches and dirt reduce both the aesthetic appeal and the grading, but they do not erase the coin's historical significance. Even in lower grade condition, a 1911 penny is over a century old and carries the story of its journey through American commerce, surviving decades of use and changing hands countless times before ending up in a collection today. Next up, the 1916 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark is a fascinating example of early 20th century American coinage. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, as part of the Lincoln Cent series, which began in 1909. This coin represents the ongoing popularity of Abraham Lincoln's portrait on U.S. currency, even in good condition with some scratches. The 1916 penny retains historical and collectible significance. While the financial value is modest, it provides collectors with insight into coin circulation, wear patterns, and the craftsmanship of early Lincoln wheat pennies, making it an important addition to any collection. Philadelphia produced a large number of Lincoln cents in 1916, striking over 190 million coins, while many of these coins circulated extensively. Surviving examples in good condition are more scarce than heavily worn coins, which enhances their appeal. Good condition indicates that the coin has moderate wear on the high points, including Lincoln's cheek, jaw, and coat folds, while the overall design remains clear and recognizable. Minor scratches, often caused by contact with other coins or surfaces, do not obscure the essential elements of the design, but may slightly reduce the coin's eye appeal. In today's market, a 1916 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in good condition with some scratches typically sells for around $200 to $500, depending on the severity of the scratches and the overall appeal. Coins in similar condition, but with cleaner surfaces or sharper details, may fetch slightly higher prices, while examples with heavier wear or more noticeable damage may sell for less, while modest in value compared to rarer dates or mint errors. This coin is still desirable for collectors completing a Philadelphia series studying the Lincoln wheat penny design or exploring early 20th century U.S. coinage. It is important not to attempt cleaning the coin to remove scratches or dirt. Cleaning can cause additional damage, remove natural patina, and reduce collector value. Even minor scratches and wear are generally preferred by collectors because they tell the story of the coin's circulation history. The scratches on your 1916 penny reflect decades of handling, use, and passage through countless hands, adding authenticity and historical character to the coin. The historical context of the 1916 penny enhances its appeal. Circulating during the years just before America's entry into World War I, this coin played a role in everyday life, used to purchase groceries, transportation, and small goods. Each scratch and worn area represents part of its journey, illustrating how coins were used extensively in daily transactions, even in good condition. The coin offers a tangible connection to early 20th century American life and the enduring legacy of Abraham Lincoln on U.S. currency. Collectors also find value in coins like this for educational purposes. A 1916 penny in good condition with scratches demonstrates the effects of circulation, wear, and environmental exposure on coins over time. It helps beginners understand grading standards and the relationship between condition and market value. The coin's historical significance, combined with its surviving design details, makes it a useful teaching example as well as a collectible piece. Next up, the 1946 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny is a classic post-World War II coin that many collectors enjoy for both its history and its design. The penny features Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and the iconic two wheat ears on the reverse, a design that had been in use for decades and is now a favorite among collectors of early American coins. The 1946 penny without a mint mark was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which was responsible for the largest portion of coins that year. Even though it is not considered rare, the coin has historical significance, and collectors often seek examples in good condition to complete sets or to study the evolution of Lincoln pennies over time. Your coin, being in good condition but showing some scratches, is a solid example of a mid-20th century circulated coin. Coins in good condition show moderate wear on the highest points of the design, but retain clear details overall. On a 1946 penny, this means Lincoln's portrait is still well defined, and the outlines of his hair, jawline, and beard are visible. The lettering around the coin remains readable, and the wheat stalks on the reverse are distinct. Though they may show signs of circulation where scratches, dirt, and minor surface marks are common for coins that have been in everyday use for more than 70 years. While these scratches reduce aesthetic appeal slightly, they do not take away the historical or collectible value of the coin, and for many collectors, a good condition 1946 penny, still an important part of any wheat penny collection. The 1946 penny is not rare because the Philadelphia Mint produced millions that year, making it one of the more common dates in the series. However, coins that have been preserved in good condition with minimal damage are still more valuable than heavily worn or damaged examples. Scratches reduce value compared to coins with cleaner surfaces. But a good condition coin is often sufficient to satisfy collectors who want a solid, usable example for study or display. Even coins with minor marks help illustrate the story of mid-century American coinage, showing how everyday currency circulated and endured over time. In today's market, a 1946 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark, in good condition with some scratches, generally has a value ranging from around $10,000 coins in slightly better condition, with minimal scratches and strong eye appeal, may approach $500. But most coins with moderate circulation wear remain under $1. While this may not seem like much, it is important to remember that coins like this one are primarily valued for their historical significance and role in completing sets of Lincoln wheat pennies, rather than for investment purposes. Collectors of mid-20th century pennies often prioritize completeness and condition relative to other coins in the set. When evaluating a 1946 penny, collectors look for clarity of Lincoln's features, legibility of the date and mint mark area, and detail in the wheat ears. Even with scratches, if the coin retains these characteristics, it is considered desirable for a collection, particularly for beginners who are building a circulated set. Scratches are less concerning for educational or set completion purposes, but they do prevent the coin from achieving higher grades and value in the collector market. Many collectors accept minor surface flaws because coins of this age were in active circulation and scratches are natural for everyday use. Next up, the 1948 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark is a classic example of mid-20th century American coinage, produced at the Philadelphia Mint, even in very fine condition with some scratches. This coin remains an important piece for collectors, offering insight into the circulation history, design details, and craftsmanship of Lincoln cents during the post-World War II era. While its monetary value is modest compared to rarer issues, its preserved features make it a desirable addition to a Lincoln wheat penny collection. The very fine grade indicates that the coin has light wear on high points but retains most of its original details, giving collectors a clear view of the design despite minor surface imperfections. The Philadelphia Mint produced a large number of Lincoln cents in 1948, striking over 1.3 billion coins. While this was a common date, coins that have survived in very fine condition are valued for their clear detail and well-preserved design. On a very fine coin, Lincoln's facial features, hairlines, and coat folds are still evident, with only light wear on the highest points. The inscriptions "In God We Trust" along the top Liberty on the left, and the date 1948 on the right are all readable, making it easy to identify and appreciate the coin. Minor scratches, which are common on circulated coins, slightly reduce eye appeal but do not significantly affect the collectible value in today's market. A 1948 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in very fine condition with some scratches generally sells for around 40 cents to $1, depending on the severity of the scratches and the coin's overall eye appeal. Coins with cleaner surfaces or sharper details may command slightly higher prices, while examples with more noticeable damage or heavy wear may sell for less. Although modest in value, the coin is highly accessible too. Collectors and is an important addition for those completing a Philadelphia minted series or seeking representative examples of post-war Lincoln cents. It is important not to attempt cleaning the coin to remove scratches or dirt, as this can further damage the surface, leaving hairline scratches, removing natural patina, or altering the coin's appearance. Collectors generally prefer coins in their original condition, because the marks and wear tell the story of the coin's circulation history. The scratches on your 1948 penny demonstrate decades of handling, exchange, and use, contributing to the coin's authenticity and historical narrative. The historical context of the 1948 penny adds further interest. Circulating in the years following World War II, this coin was part of an era marked by economic growth, consumer expansion, and the rebuilding of daily life in America. Pennies like this one were used for everyday purchases, from groceries and transportation to small goods and savings. The light wear and minor scratches indicate that the coin saw regular use, but was also likely preserved by someone who valued it, making it an example of both circulation and preservation from the late 1940s. Collectors often value coins like this for educational purposes. A 1948 penny in very fine condition with scratches provides insight into coin grading, the impact of circulation, and the relationship between condition and market value. It also helps collectors understand the significance of mint marks and the differences between Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco issues. Even with minor imperfections, this coin offers clear detail for study, display, and reference. First up, the 1929 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny is one of those classic early-century coins that instantly grabs attention because it carries nearly a century of American history with it. Even though it does not have a mint mark, meaning it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, this coin still holds special value. Because coins from the 1920s are now considered early wheat penny issues, your coin being in extra fine condition makes it even more appealing, especially for collectors who appreciate strong detail, cleaner surfaces, and sharper engraving. When a coin from 1929 still maintains an extra fine appearance after so many decades, it shows that it was handled with care at some point in its long life. The scratches you mentioned might reduce the value slightly, but the overall detail and sharpness still make it a desirable piece for collectors looking at a 1929 wheat penny in extra fine condition. Collectors expect to see Lincoln's hair strands more clearly defined, his cheekbone and jawline standing out, and most of the wheat lines on the reverse side remaining visible. Even with some marks and light scratches, the coin retains its vintage beauty and its strong historical presence. Coins from this era were struck using older methods and machinery compared to modern mints, which makes the details and craftsmanship even more impressive. When you hold a coin like this, you are holding a piece of American history that moved through everyday life during the Great Depression era, connecting past generations with the present. While this coin is not considered extremely rare, its age and collectible condition give it a solid place in penny collections. Many collectors try to complete full sets of wheat pennies from 1909 through 1958. And coins from the late 1920s often stand out because they are becoming harder to find in higher grades. Your coin may show a bit of dirt or scratches, which is normal for a circulated coin that has been around for nearly 100 years. But extra fine condition still means that most of the details survived well. This level of preservation raises the coin above ordinary circulated pieces and gives it more appeal in the market. In today's market, a 1929 Lincoln wheat penny in extra fine condition typically carries a value ranging from $200 to $400, depending on the amount of remaining detail. Overall, I appeal and demand among collectors. If it were completely free of scratches and had stronger original luster, the value could be a little higher. Uncirculated pieces of the same year can climb into the $150 to $250 range, or even more if graded professionally. But with the scratches you described, the realistic value stays around the lower end of the extra fine category. Still, the value is stable because early wheat pennies continue to attract strong collector interest. What makes this coin so meaningful is not just the price, but the story it carries. This penny circulated during a time when every cent mattered. When people felt the weight of the economic hardships of the late 1920s and early 1930s, coins like this witnessed history firsthand, passing through shops, factories, farms, and homes across the country. Today, collectors treasure them not only as collectibles, but as physical reminders of America's past, even with minor flaws. Your 1929 Lincoln Wheat penny in extra fine condition is a solid, collectible that adds character and value to any coin collection. Next up, the 1950 Lincoln Wheat penny without a mint mark is a representative example of mid-century American coinage, produced at the Philadelphia Mint, even in fine condition with some scratches. This coin is a valuable addition to a Lincoln Wheat penny collection, as it demonstrates both the historical context of the era and the durability of the coin's design. While the monetary value is modest compared to rarer pennies, the coin's preserved details make it a desirable piece for collectors seeking examples of Philadelphia minted Lincoln cents in above-average circulated condition. The fine grade indicates moderate wear on high points, while most of the essential design elements remain clear despite minor surface imperfections. The Philadelphia Mint struck a significant number of Lincoln cents in 1950, with an estimated 1.3 billion coins produced. Despite this high mintage, coins that have survived in fine condition are appreciated for their legibility and remaining detail. On a fine coin, Lincoln's facial features, hairline, and coat folds are still identifiable, though they show signs of wear from circulation. Light scratches, common on coins handled over decades, slightly reduce visual appeal, but do not obscure the essential details that define the coin's grade or collectible value in today's market. A 1950 Lincoln Wheat penny without a mint mark in fine condition with some scratches generally sells for around $1,100, depending on the visibility of the date, overall eye appeal, and severity of surface marks. Coins in slightly better condition with fewer scratches may command higher prices, while those with heavier wear or more prominent scratches may fall toward the lower end of the range. Although modest in monetary value, this coin is a useful and accessible addition to a collection, particularly for collectors completing a Philadelphia series or studying mid-century Lincoln cents. It is important not to attempt cleaning the coin to remove scratches or dirt, as this can damage the surface, remove natural patina, or create new scratches that reduce the coin's value. Collectors generally prefer coins in their original, unaltered condition because even minor scratches and wear reflect the coin's history and authenticity. The light scratches on this 1950 penny tell a story of circulation, handling, and decades of exchange, adding character to the coin and highlighting its journey through everyday life. The historical context of the 1950 penny enhances its appeal, circulating during the post-World War II era. This coin was part of a period of economic growth, suburban expansion, and increased consumer activity in the United States. Pennies like this were used daily for groceries, transportation, and small purchases, making them an integral part of American life. The coin's fine condition with minor scratches suggests that it was circulated but preserved relatively well, providing a tangible link to the daily experiences of Americans. During the early 1950s, collectors also value coins like this for educational purposes. A 1950 penny in fine condition with scratches helps illustrate coin grading, the effects of circulation, and the relationship between condition and value. It also demonstrates the importance of mint marks and distinguishes Philadelphia coins from those produced in Denver or San Francisco, even with minor imperfections. This coin offers clear detail for study, reference, and display, making it both instructive and collectible. Overall, The 1950 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark, in fine condition with some scratches, is a historically significant and collectible coin. Its current market value generally ranges from $1,000, reflecting its fine grade, moderate wear, and Philadelphia mintage. Despite scratches, the coin retains its essential design features, connecting collectors to post-war America and the enduring legacy of Abraham Lincoln on U.S. currency. Even imperfect examples like this one continue to be appreciated for their historical, educational, and collectible significance, making them a meaningful addition to any comprehensive Lincoln wheat penny collection. Next up, the 1958 Lincoln wheat penny with D mint mark is one of the later examples of the iconic wheat penny series. Minted at the Denver Mint before the design was replaced in 1959 by the Lincoln Memorial Reverse, even in extra fine condition with some scratches. This coin remains highly collectible because it represents the final years of the wheat ear design, which had been in use since 1909, while its monetary value is modest compared to rarer or error coins. Its preserved detail and historical significance make it a meaningful addition to any Lincoln wheat penny collection. The extra fine grade indicates light wear on the highest points, while most of the design details remain sharp and identifiable despite minor surface imperfections. The Denver Mint produced approximately 154 million Lincoln cents in 1958, a considerable mintage, though examples in extra fine condition are less commonly found than lower-grade circulated coins. Collectors particularly value coins with the D mint mark because it allows them to complete a Denver minted series or highlight the differences in production across mints. An extra fine 1958 D penny typically shows only slight wear on Lincoln's cheek, jawline, and coat folds, while the wheat stalks on the reverse retain most of their original detail. Minor scratches across the obverse or reverse slightly affect aesthetic appeal, but do not compromise the coin's overall grade or collectible significance in today's market. A 1958 Lincoln wheat penny with D mint mark in extra fine condition with some scratches generally sells for around $1,500 to $3,000, depending on the severity of the scratches, the visibility of the date and mint mark, and overall eye appeal. Coins with cleaner surfaces or sharper details may command slightly higher prices, while examples with more noticeable scratches or blemishes may sell toward the lower end of this range. Despite its modest financial value, this coin remains an accessible and important piece for completing Denver minted wheat penny sets or for collectors studying mid-century Lincoln, since it is important not to attempt cleaning the coin to remove scratches, as improper cleaning can cause further damage, leaving new hairlines, removing natural patina, or altering the coin's appearance. Collectors generally prefer coins in their original, unaltered state because even minor scratches or marks contribute to the coin's historical narrative. The scratches on a 1958 D penny reflect decades of handling and circulation, adding authenticity and a tangible connection to the coin's past. The historical context of the 1958 penny adds to its significance, circulating in the late 1950s. This coin was part of everyday transactions during a period of economic prosperity, post-war growth, and suburban expansion in the United States. Pennies like this were used to purchase small goods, transportation, and wages, making them integral to daily life. The coin's extra fine condition with minor scratches suggests it was either lightly circulated or preserved carefully, providing collectors with both an example of circulation and the visual appeal of a higher-grade piece. Next up, the 1958 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny is one of the final coins in the iconic wheat penny series, which ran from 1909 through 1958. This coin features Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and the two wheat stalks on the reverse, a design that has become a classic symbol of American coinage. The 1958 penny without a mint mark was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which was responsible for the majority of coins that year. What makes this coin particularly interesting is that it represents the last year of the wheatback design, before the United States Mint transitioned to the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 1959, even in fine condition with a brown color shade and some scratches. This coin carries historical significance and collectible value. Coins in fine condition show moderate wear but retain most major details. On a 1958 penny, this means Lincoln's portrait is still visible with the outlines of his hair, cheek, and jawline discernible, although the highest points show some wear. The lettering around the coin remains legible, and the wheat stalks on the reverse can still be identified, though the finer details may be worn down. The brown color shade indicates natural toning that occurs over decades, which many collectors consider attractive because it adds character and authenticity. While scratches reduce, I appeal slightly. They do not completely diminish the historical or collectible value of the coin. The 1958 penny is not rare, as the Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of coins that year. Because of the large mintage, most examples are easily available in circulated condition. However, coins that are preserved in fine condition with even minor toning and minimal scratches remain appealing to collectors who wish to complete a full wheat penny set. The scratches on your coin, while reducing the overall value, are expected for coins over 60 years old that were once in everyday circulation. Coins from this period often show signs of handling, pocket wear, and small marks from being mixed with other coins over time. In today's market, a 1958 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark, in fine condition with brown toning and some scratches, typically sells for around $10,000. Coins with cleaner surfaces or stronger eye appeal may approach $15,000. But most circulated examples remain within the lower price range. The main factor influencing the value is the condition, including wear, scratches, and overall appearance. While the coin may not bring a high monetary return, its historical significance as the last year of the wheatback series adds to its collectible interest. Collectors examining a 1958 penny pay close attention to Lincoln's facial features, the clarity of the date and lettering, and the details of the wheat stalks on the reverse. Even with scratches, if these key features remain visible, the coin is considered a useful addition for a circulated set or as a teaching piece for beginners. Many collectors also appreciate the natural brown color shade as it reflects the coin's age and originality. Scratches and moderate wear are acceptable for coins of this era, especially given the high mintage and everyday circulation they experienced.